Welcome to the Student Mentor Training video for Educational Psychology, also known as MZC1. This is a relatively new course, first launched in August 2012. It's an objective exam valued at 3 CUs. Eventually, it will replace the older FHT4, Human Development and Learning, at least for most students. We now have 3 course mentors who will be working with students in this course. You can contact any one of us individually or send an email to the EdPsych group mailbox, which we can all access. This course primarily focuses on various aspects of student learning and development. It includes a lot of theory, but also focuses on classroom applications of those theories. It's a very important course because it helps students understand many of the teaching strategies they'll encounter and implement in the classroom. Here are just some of the broad topics students will encounter in this course. As mentioned before, students will learn a lot about different theories of cognitive, personality, and social and emotional development. They will read about what is considered typical and atypical in learning and development. They'll learn about theories of motivation, and they will learn about different types of educational research and applications of that research. What should students expect to encounter with this course? First, the course is designed to take about 6 weeks to complete. There's a lot of reading required, primarily in the educational psychology textbook, so they should be prepared to spend a lot of time reading. We recommend that students work their way through the course of study and complete all of the readings and activities. Activities are not required, however, but are designed to help students process and retain information. We recommend that students wait and take the pre-assessment after completing the readings. The pre-assessment will give them feedback on the topics they will need to review further. There are no prerequisites for the course, but students with classroom experience do find this to be helpful. Before taking the exam, students should take the pre-assessment. As mentioned before, we recommend that students first complete the course of study and then take the pre-assessment. After taking the pre-assessment, we will help them identify topics that need further review and suggest resources for them to work with. The cut score for the exam is 59%, so we recommend that students score 10 points higher on the pre-assessment. As with other pre-assessments at Western Governors, students can only take them 3 times. There is only one form of the pre-assessment, so taking it more than 3 times would be of limited value. Once they've scored 69% or higher, students should be ready to pass the exam. The exam measures the same objectives as the pre-assessment, but asks different questions. Students must score at least 59% to pass the exam. Students who do not pass the exam will need to meet with a course mentor to create a plan to help them prepare to retake and pass it. Course mentors need to approve second attempts and beyond for objective exams. As for resources, this course uses just one textbook, Educational Psychology, Theory and Practice. Students do not need to register or set up an account to access the material in the book. In addition to the readings in the book, there are theory into practice sections and a self-assessment at the end of each chapter. We have recently added an additional resource, My Education Lab, which does require that students set up an account. Activities in this resource are suggested but not required. We especially recommend that students take the pre- and post-tests for each chapter. This will give them practice with the material and provide specific feedback about what they need to review further. There are recorded and live webinars to help students get started with the course and help them prepare for the exam. Coaching reports from the pre-assessment are helpful in showing students the topics they need to review further. Students can also post their thoughts and comments to the community message boards. Some final tips for success would include encouraging your students to work through the course of study before taking the pre-assessment. Because the readings cover a lot of material, encourage students to keep a notebook to help them keep track of what they have read. It is also helpful for students to check off the topics in the course of study as they are completed. This helps them keep track of what they've covered and also helps us to see where they are in their studies. Again, we think taking the pre and post tests in My Education Lab will help students see what they need to review from each chapter. Course mentors are available to help students with content questions, logistical questions related to learning resources, and they can help set up study plans for students. Thanks for watching this video. Please let us know if you or your students have questions or need help.